They're a family living a public life, but they found themselves fighting a very private battle.
A high-ranking Wisconsin judge and his wife learned their son might live for only a few hours after being born.
Steve Chamraz shares this family's remarkable story.
Mike and Carol, this is the story of the unexpected problems a family faced, and the surprising way that little boy continues to defy the odds. There's a house on the western fringe of Waukesha where finding a moment of peace is an exercise in futility. Though Mary and Mark Gundrum prefer to think of their home as full of life, including a life they once thought would slip away as soon as it began.
He probably would not make it to birth, and if he did, that it would be a couple hours.
Dominic is child number 8 for the Gundrums, each of the first 7 teaching them something different, though there was no way to prepare for what appeared on an ultrasound at 20 weeks.
I happened to notice that there was a bubble floating in front of his face, and I asked, what is that? And he said, well, that is a problem. The problem, apparent to doctors, was an encephalocele, a portion of the baby's brain developing outside the skull. The talk then turned to the worst.
Is he going to live only a few hours, a few days? Is he going to be forever severely handicapped in some way? What is he going to be like?
As the remaining weeks of the pregnancy fell away, so did many of the questions. The bubble was filled with fluid, not brain. And then came the kicks.
If he's kicking now, why can he not be kicking after he's born? If he can kick, why can he not maybe walk one day? 8
months ago, Dominic entered the world kicking and screaming, though disfigured. The encephalocele, combined with what's called a Tessier midline cleft, presented doctors with many challenges. For Mom, there was no challenge at all.
You look at him, you say, this is who he is, and then you fall in love very quickly.
Just as quickly, doctors began plotting the surgeries young Dominic would need to have a fighting chance, including a 6-hour procedure in December where surgeons put the tiny guy's brain in its proper place and then closed the gap at the front of his skull.
All the things we were hoping for, the hope was what we now had rather than the fear.
The fear for Mary and Mark Gundrum is fading, much like the scars on Dominic's face, and there are more surgeries to come.
Welcome to the family, son.
Dominic is not as developed as he should be for 8 months old, but the Gundrums expected this. They also expect their little boy to continue exceeding expectations.
Papa Dan, who is it who loves you?
What is normal? But will he be better than we had anticipated? Absolutely.
I have great hopes that he will be able to walk, he will be able to talk, he will be able to do math problems, he will be able to climb a tree and ride a bike.
Considering how far he has come since that first moment, 20 weeks into the pregnancy, this family has every reason to keep hoping. Though no matter what, Dominic will grow up in a house filled with life and love.
I expect a happy life for him. I do.
And the next steps for baby Dominic are surgeries to rebuild his palate, which he will need to be able to speak, and more surgeries to bring his eyes closer together. It will be a struggle, but Mike and Carol, it is a struggle the Gundrums are ready to face.
Couldn't be with a better family.
The best.
Dominic already looks like a happy little baby.
He smiles a lot.
How inspirational. Excellent story. Thank you, Steve.